So currently the position with Wildcat Fielding is that we've trained 14 instructors over the last 2 years. They've trained and fielded the aircraft and identified areas for improvement, identified areas that have worked well, and now we're in the throes of CTT1. CTT1 will finish the end of January next year, and then they will commence conversion to role training, which will finish in June next year, and that will be the first frontline operational pilots for Wildcat. The main priorities when we approached fielding was that we made sure that we understood the aircraft fully from the beginning. Initially our training was factory delivered training and therefore wasn't designed to sort of make us operational pilots. So we spent a great deal of time coming back here at Yeovilton, understanding the complexities of the aircraft and trying to get to grips with those. We've made a great deal of progress with that. We've lent heavily on pilots with previous Apache experience. That's had a lot of read across with the aircraft, particularly in communications area, mission planning, and operating a complex tactical operating page. We've used those lessons well, and now we've sort of carried that forward into CTT so that crews for the front line are well versed in the technology of the aircraft, as opposed to just flying it like a simple aircraft, which is obviously feasible but not necessarily required for the front line. Obviously the course is designed fully to have a synthetic and live aircraft application, so it wouldn't be possible to safely train a Wildcat pilot without a simulator. The simulator allows us to train the pilot. Obviously there's no chance of hitting another aircraft in the simulator, so we can be more heads in, understand the systems, and then you can carry forward those lessons onto the live aircraft, where you can understand it as the complete package in the live aircraft. So we've used simulation a lot. We have 3 simulators here, we will have 3 simulators here, and that's an intrinsic part of understanding and being able to fly the aircraft safely, but also to be effective. Challenges that we faced, I think, for the Army have been somewhat more telling. Critically, the Army have had to close, or will close, 2 aviation establishments and move a training establishment for what was Lynx. We've moved it to Yeovilton. So not only have we had the new aircraft, we've had the challenge of moving location, reorganising ourselves in a new location, and then trying to be successful with that aircraft. I think also another significant challenge that might be slightly beyond what the Navy have had is the difference between the Wildcat and what was the Mark 7 Lynx, and even Mark 9 Alpha, is a substantial leap in capability, and that has required a certain different approach in how you deal with a digital aircraft, and that has been a challenge for some people, but we have made a great deal of progress and people are getting to grips with that. So it has been challenging in those regards, moving location and also getting to grips with a high technology aircraft such as Wildcat BRH. The main difference in scenarios that we've had to face with is that the 9 Alpha was principally a UOR for Afghanistan, principally operating at the sort of medium, high level altitude in the I-star role. We have, as like the rest of the Army, have gone back to focusing on contingency operations against close to near peer opposition, which has meant that many of our scenarios initially are based in the low level environment, operating down to ground level day and night, and that has been a substantially different way of operating Wildcat from Lynx 9 Alpha. People who flew Mark 7 Lynx in the Cold War would be familiar with those low level operating scenarios, but much of that experience has been lost. So we are trying to develop that. It's the most testing environment for us as battlefield helicopter pilots, and therefore that's why we focus a lot of our attention in that area. But yeah, substantially different from Lynx Afghanistan type scenarios. So 652 and its predecessor, the Wildcat Fielding team, we've had to undergo substantial change. What I'd like to think the legacy of the people who currently own 652 is that we've introduced the aircraft and we haven't taken the easy options. We have, wherever possible, sought to ensure that the contractor has delivered to standard, that the project team has delivered to the contractor that was written, and we've also tried to ensure that the frontline crews coming through are trained as well as they can be. Critically, with a digital aircraft such as Wildcat, where there are numerous tasks to be able to operate as a pilot, we've ensured quite robustly that crews are well prepared and can do those tasks in the cockpit relatively quickly, and therefore not be distracted from looking heads in for too long. I'd hope to think that in the future is that Wildcat BRH crews will operate the way operate the aircraft to its full potential and won't try to go for the easy option and operate in their comfort zone of more traditional, simpler aircraft, and that they will always try to maximise that capability.